Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now I think we are recording. So for the sake of time, we're going to go ahead and get started. So again, we have Kim Clifford, and Kim is the, I've got it right here on the screen. She is the Youth Services Manager at the Columbus Metropolitan Library Hilltop Branch. So just as we do every family engagement meeting, we just want to make sure that we all exercise grace. We do have Ms. Johnson on here, so we want everyone to have the opportunity to voice his or her opinion. We're going to remain positive. Always considering other people's feelings, continually monitor our own tone, and E stands for everyone. We are all in this together. Truly unprecedented times, and we will get through this together. Okay, so whoops. Here are our goals today. We're going to learn about 2 community resources that we have, one through our Columbus Metropolitan Library and our neighbor right there on I'm just drawing a blank. Hague Avenue, but they are not at Hague at the current time, housed at a different location. Our Hilltop branch, Kim Clifford, and Rachel Muha from Run the Race is one of our learning extension centers. She will be popping on here shortly. Then we're going to do a little bit more with our self-care. I'm going to give you an overview of PBIS at West Mound, and then we'll have time for school updates, district updates, and any questions that you may have. If at any time you have any questions, you can certainly write a question in the chat. All right. So, welcome to Kim.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Yes, if you want.
I'm sorry about the mask. We have to wear them even in the staff area. So.
Oh.
Sorry about that. I thought about going out to my car. I guess I could have done that, but all the technology's in here, so sorry about that. So
that is okay.
It's part of our normal daily wear everywhere we go.
What I do know, though, is the Hilltop branch is in the process of a huge renovation.
Yes.
And I drove by there a couple weeks ago. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's
so I'm sure
leveled.
Kim's going to be talking to you about that, in addition to talking about what services are offered currently with the state that we're in with COVID.
Right.
Are you open? Do we call and check out books and have curb to curb pickup? Are you a learning extension center? So hopefully she will be getting through all that information. And I left that next slide blank so that I can take notes.
Okay, sure. As Amy mentioned, the Hilltop Library at 511 South Hague is closed right now. It's actually pretty much a flat space. If you haven't driven by there, it's demolished quite a bit of the building, which was shocking to us. I don't think we all realized how much was going to be torn down to make the new. And we'll probably be in this little temporary space that we're in until next summer. And right now we're over in a little storefront, actually used to be Bath and Body Works on Soldano Boulevard over there. Kroger's at one end of the shopping center, and Mark Pies. The old Target used to be over here. We're in that little shopping center. We're very close to Mark Pies and Sally Beauty. If you're familiar with that strip at all, that's where we're at in this tiny little storefront. So unfortunately, because of COVID, we are limited to the number of people that are allowed in the building at any one time. And right now that's 9 people, which does not sound like a lot, and it's not. But to keep customers safe, to keep staff safe, we are limiting the number of folks. So if you come over on a busy afternoon, it might be that we have to ask you to wait outside until someone else leaves. Unfortunately, that's where we're at right now with COVID. But we are still able to check out books here. You can reserve your books and have them sent here. And we are still doing curbside pickup. So if you would prefer to just not come in, you can there's a phone number in the parking lot out there. There's 2 spots, and the phone number's listed on those spots. you can call us and we'll bring the stuff right out to you. So, or you can come in now. Libraries are open for browsing. We don't have a huge collection here because we're tiny little spot, but we do have some items here. We do have kids materials here. We've got actually a pretty good sized collection of readers and picture books and even juvenile fiction. So if you've got kiddos who are looking for stuff to read, come on over and browse. If we don't have it here, we absolutely will reserve it in and get it here for you. And so that's still an option for all of our families. And the other thing I wanted to make sure folks knew about, we are not offering in-person homework help at any of our locations. Well, at a few locations, but none of them on the west side right now. But homework help is available as a virtual service. Okay. And even the hours have been extended because we've partnered with a company called Brain Fuse, and they're available until 11 o'clock at night, which is pretty amazing, I think. We were only open until 7 at most of our homework help centers. So to have those people available all the way up until 11 o'clock, I think is a good thing for families. But you can.
How do families access that?
The link is through our website, columbuslibrary.org. And on the main site, you'll see a link that says School Help. And when you click on that, it gives you all the options. You can text for help. They've figured out how to do video conferencing now, so you can hold up that complex math question that you're having problems with instead of trying to explain it to everybody. And you can do face-to-face work there. Nice. And then, of course, chatting is also available as well. So, and then that is from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then the Brain Fuse folks take over after that. And the Brain Fuse folks are actually all certified tutors that work in different subjects. So if you really need help in math, you can request a math person. So that's really
Brain Fuse.
Brain Fuse. And that they just kind of seamlessly take over for us when our folks log off, they log on, and it's a seamless process from the customer end. The other thing that's available through that virtual homework help is our popular Reading Buddies program, which unfortunately we're not able to do in person right now. And believe me, we miss it just as much as the kids do. But it's just not something we're able to do in person right now. But that is available through that virtual homework help. And you can just log in and say, I want to do Reading Buddies. And the homework help folks will find an ebook, believe it or not, and they'll work with an ebook with the child and practice reading skills that way. So that's super cool. I'm glad we're able to do that still.
Is there a lot of participation in that?
Yeah, there is. It's I had a stat and I should have looked it back up, but no, they're doing it's more popular than we thought it would be. We tried this at the end of the school year, and it just kind of we didn't get a lot of response for that. But now that it's the beginning of the school year, that's making a difference, I think. And it's definitely been busier than it was at the end of the school year. So that's great.
Good. Great news. Yes. Sheila, I think you had a couple questions.
I just wanted to say, can you explain how parents can set up an account so they can access that information?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if to get a library card, you would have to come into the library with your child. We can get them either a kids card, which they can check out up to 5 materials at a time, no movies, just books. Or if the parent wants to get them a full access card, that we have to see the parent's ID for, but then they can check out 50 items on that card. And then that card also enables them to get into any of our electronic resources online and use Homework Help Center online and all of those things too. So it's a pretty powerful little card to have.
Right. So once they get a library card, then they go on the Columbus Metropolitan Library website and click create
and
account.
There's a box that says School Help down about halfway down the screen. And when they click on that box, it takes them automatically to the login for Homework Help and tells everybody exactly how to get in touch with one of our folks.
Right. Do they need to create an account on the Columbus Metropolitan Library first with their library card, then they can access that stuff, or no?
No, I don't think. They just need to come in and get the card first. And
Okay.
then once they have that, that's their automatic account.
Okay, so then they just go to the library and when say like if they want to check out something, they just put their library card in there. And then if they want to do like electronic books, do they need to download, is it Libby?
It's called Overdrive, but yes, Libby is the easier version of it. And then that they would need to download to, laptop, phone, tablet, whatever they've got. But then their library card allows them to get into that account as well.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
And our hours are a little shorter here because we're a temporary space. We're only open 10 to 7 Monday through Thursday and 10 to 6 on Friday and Saturday. We're not open Sundays right now. Other locations are around the city, but this one is not.
Great, excellent. And I've got the phone number there, 645.
Oh, yep, there we are. Awesome.
2275.
That's the main number for the library system. So if you have a general question, absolutely call that one. If you're coming to pick up materials, there's another number outside posted. And I'm sorry, I don't know that one off the top of my head, but that would call directly into the branch and say, hey, I'm in the parking lot. Bring my stuff out to me, please. And we'll bring that right out.
Wonderful.
So awesome. that's different from before, because you didn't used to be able to call the branches. So now they prefer that you call the branches, because before they wanted you to call the main library, and then the main library would transfer you.
Right. The pickup numbers, or the numbers to call the branches, are only for pickup materials.
Okay.
So if you still have a general reference question, I would still call the 2275 number.
Okay. So thank you.
Excellent. Valerie, do you have any questions?
She may be muted.
And I'm glad you're talking about the learning education centers, because we're so small, we just don't have a whole lot of space or computers here. And we've been referring folks to those areas, or those different areas of the buildings that are doing that service. So I'm really glad you're talking about that too today.
Great. Excellent. We do have several around our school. Good. And yeah, we've heard from two, the community center at Westgate Park, and also a church, Baptist church,
Memorial, yeah,
right behind us. So yeah, we just are trying to support our families and get the word out. So we really appreciate you being here, Kim. And like you said, that little library card is the best gift in your wallet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's almost everything is free too. So that's something helpful for families right now as well. I will say we've got a couple other services that we're offering. We have, for adults, we do have our job help back. And there are people here in the building who specialize in that and can meet one-on-one with folks who might need help either writing a resume or their job search or preparing for an interview. And that is Monday through Thursday from 11 to 1 and 3 to 5. There's somebody here pretty much every time. And then we also have social workers who are going to be here on Fridays, I believe. So that's another thing that we had at the old branch that we were really super happy to be able to continue here at this location.
Excellent.
And if you're looking for good books, there's two ways we have to get, if you just don't know what to read next. When you come to pick up reserves, or even if you just walk into the building, you can ask us to get some grab and go books for you. And those are just, I just want to read some mysteries, or my kid needs some 3rd grade books, or I'm looking for some good bedtime stories to read. We'll kind of run around and grab a few things for you right away and get those materials for you to check out. And then the brand new service that we just launched is called My Next Read. And that's available through our website. And you can sort of, and this is for all ages, fill out a request on, I really like mysteries set in England, or my kid really likes books about dragons and fantasy. And we will sort of curate, our librarians around the system will curate a list for you, and then send them back to you via email. So that's another cool way that you can get books, kind of like a Goodreads kind of suggestion list, but from librarians here in town. So that's been very popular so far. So I'm glad that we have that opportunity for folks to get books that way too.
Awesome. Great. Well, again, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
So if a parent comes in and they're not sure what level their child's reading at, is there information that they could have to give to you guys to help get the right reading level?
What I tell parents about all the time is that 5-finger rule that is not, as great as what a teacher might use in a classroom, but it's pretty good for narrowing down, levels A through L. I have no idea, but if you do that 5-finger rule with kids, open up the book, and if you want to see whether they're missing like 2 or 3 words per page. If they're missing 5 words on a page, it's too challenging. They're not ready for it yet, so put it back. And then we do have a chart out in the children's area that sort of explains, this in the 1st grade, they should be sort of in this range. Not that anyone is bound to that, but if your kid is reading on a level D, we have all of our level D readers labeled, so we can pull those out pretty quickly for you. And that 5-finger rule has proven to be a quick and dirty way to do it.
So could the parents ask the teacher for their grading?
I'm assuming that they're still doing the running records in the classroom, or I don't even know how you're doing it now online. But if the teacher has that if they want to know their exact reading level, yes, I would refer the parent back to the teacher. But we can kind of at least ballpark it with that 5-finger rule.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Are there any other questions for Kim before she is finished? Rachel, you had great timing. Welcome. I think, Valerie, do you have any questions for Kim?
I wonder if she knows to unmute herself.
Me?
No. Valerie, one of the parents.
Well, we are still printing from computers and faxing and scanning the email and making copies. We still have all of those services as well. So if you have those kinds of needs, come on over to the library and we'll help you out with that too.
Right.
Great. Excellent. Thank you for being a partner, Kim.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
All right.
Anything else I can do, Amy's got my email.
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. And now West Mound welcomes Rachel Muha of Run the Race Club. And Rachel, I know these are 2 of our little guys. I didn't recognize this little guy in the middle, but that could be one of ours too. So we know we have a lot of West Mound students that you see right behind us at Run the Race Club. So we want to give a huge West Mound welcome. I'm Amy Barber. We've emailed lots back and forth. And we want to thank you in advance for all the work that you're doing for the community, and also everything you're doing now with us being in this crazy learning times and being a learning extension center. So there was a lot more I could put on this slide. I want to show you the first slide because I listened to that song that you had on your website and just kind of fell in love with it.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah. So welcome, Rachel. This session is being recorded so that we can put it out there for all of our families, that hopefully you will see more little West Mound kiddos running around the Run the Race Club. So the floor is all yours. I left a blank slide afterwards so that I can take some notes on what you tell us.
Well, so things are different at the Run the Race Center than they used to be, as they are everywhere. Before COVID, we would have certain days for certain age groups to come to the center after school and participate in a number of things. And those activities would change periodically because we're in an old school building, actually, used to be called the Wayne Avenue Elementary School. And so we have a gym and we have 9 really large classrooms. So we converted each room into a different theme. So there's a music room and a library, art room, dance room, game room. We had what we called an imagination room. The really young ones like to go in there and dress up and things like that. And then a lot of basketball would go on in the gym, and other gym type games, mat ball and dodgeball and those things. And we would serve a full meal every day. Um, we would be open from after school, so about 2:30 until 6 or 6:30. And then on the weekends, there could be basketball practice or dance practice. We also put on plays. So there would be a little theater group practicing, things going on all the time. Um, then COVID came along and put a stop to everything for a while, And then we were allowed to open up again if we have activities just for small groups, and that they would be, the children would not have the ability to just roam all over the building like they used to. They didn't roam around. You know what I'm saying? They could switch
Right.
from one activity to another. Now it was, they can come in for an activity, but they had to stay in that room for that activity. So this summer we had a couple of football camps and used the gym for that, but mainly outside. We had a art day, certain different things. We would give a whole day to. But we also have a farm, and that's where I am right now, actually, and it's in Galloway.
Hmm.
So we're able to use that more to bring, again, just small groups of children during the summer out to the farm for a few hours to play and have something to eat, and help them with schoolwork, help, throughout the year we would do tutoring and homework help also at the center.
Now, to the farm, do they get transportation out there, or
Yes.
do the
Okay.
okay.
To the center also, if they're little or they're far away from the center, we have vehicles that we pick children up and take them home. If they're close by and their parents are okay with them walking back and forth, then they do. But even if they're close by and it's bad weather or their parents want them to have a ride, we'll take them home. They usually get to the center after school somehow,
Mhm.
but we take them home, especially in the wintertime when it gets dark so early. So yes, out to the farm, we have transportation for that too. So then when the children were going to either be on a blended learning schedule or all virtual, we knew that we have the center and we could help tutor. And so we became a learning extension center, and the response, though, I have to say, has been very discouraging. I don't know why we don't have a good number of children coming to be tutored, but we don't. And we're there 2 days a week for tutoring from 2:30 till at least 5:30. We've had 2 middle school children come, and 3 middle school children come, and maybe 5 elementary, no high school.
Hmm. What
Yeah.
days is the center open?
So for tutoring, the center is only open for tutoring from about 2:30 until 5:30. Now
You
there's
said
other
2 days weekly, right? Is it
2
Tuesday,
days a
Thursday,
week, Mondays and Thursdays.
Monday, Thursday?
Yes, yes. Now there's other like Wednesday, there will be 2 hours of basketball in the gym for a certain number of kids who come. Same with Sunday afternoon. Theater practice is picked up again, and that's on Saturdays. So there are other things going on, but the tutoring is the thing, we're all most concerned about, I would imagine. And that's been slow. Has that been other people's experience? Do you know, or?
I think it has been light, and I think one of the one of the problems and the difficulties might be the hours. you know, and also if a parent needs them to come more frequently, they may be looking for a different location that has more days of availability throughout the week. I don't know. And plus there's, you know, this is a big ship that's being moved, and you're trying to, and all the, I know Ms. Gillison is trying to work with you all and you know, provide these services. But, you know, we shifted, and then I spoke with a couple that had to reduce their hours. And they didn't have to, they were going to, because we were going to open back up. And now here we are shifting again. So,
Right,
yes,
right.
yes.
That's true. We would do daytime hours, but right before COVID came along, a charter school called Franklinton Prep,
Mhm.
which was in the Youth for Christ building. They came to us and they asked us if they could use our building during the day, because they were actually getting their own building. They needed to renovate it. And so they needed a place. And this was like back in January. And, you know, I said, sure, you could have it during the day because we're not using it. We'll have all our after school activities. And then COVID comes and they're in the building. And
Mhm.
so we can't tutor earlier because they're using the building. They're doing a blended model. So they have kids coming, some coming every day and some online, you know. So
I
that kind of struck it all at the wrong time.
Right, right. And it is our hope that having you on here and other guests from other learning extension centers, we can continue to spread the word and continue to make those links for the
I hope
families.
so. And I'm so glad you're doing this. Yes. Because
Mhm.
I worry, as I'm sure you all do, are the children behind already? Are they, you know, doing their work? I know.
Yeah,
And we have
they are working hard. I will say they are working hard, and their parents are working very hard. And I
hope
know,
so.
yes, and I also know that, you know, the parents need a little bit of a respite too.
Yeah,
So I've
absolutely.
been encouraging that, you know, let's work with our community partners and take advantage. They want your children. There might be a little hesitation. You know, our families are, they're wonderful families that have high protection, almost, you know, much more than myself. And you know, they just love their children so much, and it's hard,
Yeah,
especially in these times
it's
to,
very hard. It's
yes.
very hard. I had a grandmother call. She's taking care of two of her children, and well, they wouldn't be at West Mound. I don't know if they went to West Mound. They're middle school age. And grandma works from midnight till no, she works from, I forget. I forget her hours, but I know that she's at work when her granddaughter is supposed to get up and get online, and she doesn't do it. And so grandma is frustrated. She's not there. She can't oversee it. And so it's tough for, especially the working moms are
Oh,
really
absolutely.
struggling. Yeah. Yeah. So any suggestions, any ideas, anything you think we can do to help, we're happy to do it. We want to help.
Great,
Yeah. Yeah.
great.
Do you have any information on your website that I can pull off and print out or make copies of and send it to families so that they know what you guys are offering right now, what your hours are and days?
Actually, we don't. I didn't even think to update the website. You know, we use a text service for all of our Run the Race families, children that have come through that we have. And so we text to them all the time. Don't forget we're open, tutoring this day, that. But I never thought to update the website about it. So I will do that. I'll make a flyer or something.
Yeah, so, or if you send me a flyer, I can send it out to our families.
Okay, I would be happy to. Yeah,
Wait,
that would be
I think
huge.
Yeah, I think that other learning extension centers are also, you know, struggling with the number of people coming, because we had Westgate Community Center, you know, that's usually very full.
Right.
I think they said they only had 4 people. So
Wow.
I think it's just getting everybody kind of getting back into realizing this is open, this is the services that are available, and then trying to work it out. Because, you know, with people having to be at home teaching their kids, So if they know that, that these centers are available, I'm curious, you said with high schoolers, do you guys provide homework help? Like, is somebody there that knows how to help high schoolers or kids that have more advanced math? Because I know some of the learning centers, they offer like Wi-Fi and lunches and things, but they don't necessarily have people there that can assist with,
The high
learning
school
the
math,
problem.
right?
Yeah.
So we have, yes, we do have people who can help with high school level math and other subjects, but some of our tutors don't want to come in. They want to do it like we're doing this right now.
So that
And
would be good information to know also, like, as far as, the different, like, what types of help that they would be able to get.
okay,
If they're, middle or elementary, middle and high, and is it preferred to do, high school math with an actual tutor, online and then links or, just
okay,
different abilities so that they can connect to get
that's
that
an
help. Because
excellent
I
idea.
have high schoolers and middle schoolers that are struggling doing their math. It's hard to sometimes learn that. So it would be nice to get some extra help in that area.
Okay, okay, that's really good to know. I will definitely do that breakdown, what we offer elementary, middle, and high school, and then get that information to all of you. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. So when you say you mean your own children? You have
Yeah, my
some,
own children.
yeah,
Yeah,
you need a tutor for them. Yeah.
I need them to get up. They think that Wednesday is a no school day because there's the transition where they're
Yes,
supposed to do online. So for
yes.
some reason they think, oh, that's a sleep-in day.
It's a day
So
off. Right, right. I
I'm
know.
like, get
And,
up.
and you're right. Your first point about, this is such a new thing, and it is a mindset that has to take place, that this is
Yeah.
life now, even probably for a year, we don't know, but yeah, so just getting that reminder, that in their memory, this is how it is. Yeah,
Yeah, well, with everything being closed for so long,
right.
I know, look how crowded the library used to be, and
Right.
now not as many people, or the rec center. So I think everybody's kind of experiencing that. But if we can do our part to help you guys, just like you're helping us, we can work together and get the information out for our
Yeah,
families to,
I love that.
benefit from it.
And this meeting is being recorded, so I will put it, I won't put it on, that's way over my technology expertise, but we do have a teacher here who is going to download it and put it on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
And
And
hopefully
does that go out to your parents?
yes.
Okay,
So that will spread the word as well.
that's great.
About all of our wonderful community resources and learning extension centers and libraries.
Right,
So,
right.
all
That's
right.
great.
We got a
Yeah.
couple more things to go over on our agenda. Did anyone have any other questions for Rachel or Kim before we move it along?
Well, I'm really glad you're having these gatherings, and thank you
Good.
for inviting me. That's huge. I just want to stress again how much we want to help. So anything you think of, let me know, and I'll get on and I see you've typed up some stuff here.
Yes.
Rachel will be sending a flyer to Sheila Warbington. Yes, absolutely. Do I have your email address or anything, Sheila, or can you?
I'll make sure you have it.
Okay, because you've
Yep.
got mine.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Good.
All right. Thank you so much, Rachel. And again, thank you, Kim. You're welcome to stay on. We just got a couple other things that we're going to discuss. We have been talking in our parent meetings. Oh, and just as an aside, we have shared this before. If you need babysitting, if you need childcare, you can call Action for Children, or here is the link for the Learning Extension Centers. And again, this slide deck will be sent out to all families after this meeting. So we've been talking about the importance of self-care, and we know that it's not all about rainbows and unicorns. We have to experience the struggles to be able to see the sunshine after the rainstorm. I just have reflected over how much I've learned. You know, we've been put in this situation, and I would have never become the Google Suite, I wouldn't say expert, but practitioner that I've become had I not been thrust into this world. So as much as we can look back and try to find the positives, that definitely helps our self-care. So we just have a few minutes. Before we do this activity, does anyone on here have, Miss Johnson is on here, have any questions for her about anything concerning? I know she's trying to do 2 meetings at once, and I don't want her to be, she's always multitasking. There's our wonderful principal, Miss Johnson, who keeps us all together.
Thank you, Amy. I tried to make sure I was on in case there were any questions for us. And I will say, don't forget that the teachers are still having their meetings. So if you have a question for your teacher, you can still attend their meetings. But any questions for me?
No, not for me.
Okay, well, thank you, Miss Barber.
All right. Thank you, Miss Johnson, for being on here. Thank you for your continued support. So we have been talking about mindfulness. We've been talking about self-care, and we've been doing different breathing activities. And we did something called the 4-7-8 breath, where we just take a big breath in for 4, hold it for 7, and then deep breath out for 8. And hopefully that's going to help with some relaxation and perhaps some sleep. This is Mrs. Warbington's favorite part of our meetings. I can tell already she has turned her camera off because she loves to do these breathing exercises. See, I know Mrs. Warbington. And we're actually going to do a different type of breathing exercise today to get us up and get us out of that afternoon slump. Instead of going and getting the candy bar, instead of going and getting the 3rd cup of coffee that's going to keep us up the rest of the night, we're going to do some movement and some breathing together. So if you feel comfortable doing it with me, I'm going to leave my camera on. That's where you're going to see the other Amy Barber that's on here. So I'm going to turn this camera off, but these are the actual, they're like breathing exercises, so that we're going to get up and we're going to do some physical exercising as we're breathing. So on the slide is what we're going to be doing. If you want to join me, if not, if you want to watch me, that's fine too. And then if you would like a mindful meditation, I do have a mindful breathing script that I can read with us. Again, I know that's Mrs. Warbington's favorite part of our time, and we have to make time to relax. We have to make time to breathe because these are such stressful times. We're working a lot with the children on mental health and taking care of that and our social emotional needs, but we need to take care of ours too. So if you want to join me physically, go ahead and stand up. I'm going to put myself on mute and turn my camera off and go to a different computer so I have more room. And take your shoes off if you want to. I'm going to leave my All right. Oops, I got to turn this off. All right, that should be better. We don't need that extra extra feedback. All right, so this first exercise, breathing exercise and physical exercise, is called breath of fire. So this, it looks a little weird and it might feel a little weird, but we're trying to just breathe all of those toxins from today, from last night, from whenever, out of our breath in just these quick little puffs. And when you breathe in, you're just going to make sure that that diaphragm is just hitting the back as much as hard as possible. And then you're also going to hold your hands up like this and then just do some fist pumps. So we're going to get a little physical, just pump it down and breathe at the same time like this. Just breathing out all those toxins. Let's do 10 more. All right, and then just shake it out. Good job. All right, toes up, heels up. We've been walking around a lot. We need to get those feet stretched. So toes up, heels up, just the same thing. Big breath in, up on your toes. Then you're going to exhale, big breath out, and up on your heels. Big breath in, up on your toes. Big breath out, up on your heels. We'll do 2 more. Big breath in, up on your toes. Exhale out, up on your heels. 1 more. Big inhale, up on your toes, and exhale, up on your heels. Good. All right. Now we're going to do some squats. So go ahead and move those legs a little bit off, spread apart a little bit. And you're just going to put those fists up again. And then just squat down to your knees, up, and breathe out. In, out. In, out. We'll do 2 more. In, out, in, out. Good job. All right. Then we're going to do some side sways. So you're just going to take that, it's my right arm, but it might look like the left arm to you. You're just going to go off to the side as you inhale. You're going to come to center, and then you're going to go to the other side and exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. 1 more set. Inhale up, exhale down. Good job. And shake it up. Okay, here's one of my favorites, the downhill skier stretch. So those legs are still far apart, and you're going to bend at the knees, and you're just gonna get your arms way back. And then when you go up, you're gonna look up at the ceiling as you breathe up. So let's try that. We're gonna breathe out as we go back and up. Do 5 of these. 3, 4. Make sure to breathe. And the last one. 5. All right, we got to move that spine again. So we're just going to do some side sways. Make sure you have some room. We'll come to center, go to the left and to the right. Center, left, center, right, center, left, center, right, center, and shake it. All right. Good job, gang.
Can we do that every day? You're on mute. You have to unmute.
Darn, we lost someone. I hope I didn't scare them away. I have to force myself to do it. Don't feel, parents, that every second of the day has to be spent doing something for your kids and something for your parents and something for your friends. Take time for yourself. That is very rejuvenating. Would anyone like to do the mindful breathing? Okay, I'll save that for next time.
No, I like to do it. I just don't know how to. How can I watch these?
I can't hear you,
like,
Sheila.
Oh, you can't? I'm not muted.
I can hear you.
You can hear me? You can't hear me, Amy?
Oh. Because I turned my volume down.
Okay.
Say that again, please.
All right. So for the parents, is there like, where are you finding these great exercises? I feel so much better just doing those.
Good.
Like I feel a lot of the stress kind of just goes out your shoulders. And so if we wanted to do that on a regular basis, I can't remember all these exercises. Is there somewhere that parents can look to find that information?
Well, they will have this one on the slide deck when I distribute it, and they'll have the video of me doing it.
And you looked amazing doing it.
But if you just Google mindfulness, there is just such a slew of resources out there.
But yours are fun.
Without Google.
Are they all as fun as yours? Yours are great. I love them.
I try to pick ones that you all will like. Yeah.
So some mindfulness exercises, is that what we should Google?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
honestly, I can't remember what I did. But yeah, just trying to create that repertoire because we do have to take care of ourselves.
Right,
even if you have to force yourself to take care of yourself, parents, it's very important.
Now, do you do this in the classroom with some of the kids? Because I know you teach in a lot of classrooms.
Yes,
so
I actually do a lot on mindfulness with the kids. I went into the kindergarten last year and started the Mind Up curriculum, which is through the Goldie Hawn Foundation. I had to adapt a lot of the material because I actually went into Miss Bennett's kindergarten room last year, and I was teaching them about the amygdala and the substitutes. Like, whoa! I said they can get it. You know, these kids are sponges, and they're going to learn all about their brain. And sure enough, they understood it, and they enjoy learning about their brain. We talk a lot about growth mindset. You know, it's going to help us persevere. It's going to help us be successful in life. And it's during these COVID experiences, during these times. I had a child ask me this is interesting, on my, I think it was a 4th grade Google Classroom, Mrs. Barber, if you could have any wish in the world, what would it be? I'm like, wow, that's a deep question. Usually I'm asking you guys that question. But I thought about it, and I said, I really would wish, I want to say I would wish for all your problems to disappear, for you not have to experience adversity and not have to experience any problems or any hardship or any sadness in your life. But then I said, but you know what? I said, that's a part of growing, and that's, your brain can't grow if it's not challenged to learn new things, to go through these adverse experiences. So I really don't feel like that would be a wish that would be doing you any favors. But here's what I do want to wish for. I want to wish for a great big huge support system for you, so when you are going through those adverse times, you have the support to count on. You have the people to talk to, the friends that you can cry with, and that can cry with you, so that you are supported during those times, because we can't eliminate them. They're a part of life. So that's my wish. So she has a new question for me. I forget what the question is, but kids are great, aren't they?
Yeah, that was wonderful. Yeah. And that's a great lesson for her, because we really do learn and grow as individuals from being challenged. And that was just perfect. They're so fortunate to have you to go into their classrooms or into their homes now. each day, and to teach them something, because these are valuable things that they're going to use throughout their life. I know that you've shared things with me, or just taught me things just from being in meetings or conversations with you, that I think about, like, don't reinvent the wheel. I think about that all the time. And those are just those little things that you can say that you can remember and just make your day better or experience better. So I really appreciate you.
Yeah. Life skills. I call my lessons life skills. Yeah.
Nice skill.
Yep. Yep. Okie doke. So just remember to breathe. And we have talked about the self-care challenge. Don't forget about this self-care challenge. This was a two-part family engagement sessions that we had when we spent 2 times talking about, or 1 session talking about the importance of health and love, and then competence and gratitude. Okay, so I wanted to just briefly share with all of you. I'm sure a lot of your kids have talked about PBIS. We are a PBIS school. Actually, all of Columbus City Schools should be actively engaged in a PBIS framework. PBIS stands for Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports. It's not a program, it's more of a system where we set up our school for behavioral success. And well, here it is right here. PBIS is a proactive approach that schools use to improve school safety and also to promote positive behavior. The focus is on prevention, not punishment. We have usually you choose 3 to 5 school-wide expectations. And ever since we implemented PBIS, gosh, I'd say about 10 years ago, we've had the same 3 expectations: be respectful, be responsible, and be safe. Be the best West Mound All-Star you can be. We say it every day on the announcements. So we have 11 common areas, and the common areas are areas that we all share. Classrooms, restrooms, assembly, bus line, computer lab, library. And what we have done is we have created expectations for being respectful, being responsible, and being safe in all of these areas. So for the sake of time, I will just, whoopsie, I need to change that. That is the exact same slide. So I wouldn't have even noticed it if I wouldn't have said anything, but I will change that so that our new, when you see this, parents, the video, it will be corrected. All right, so next we're just going to quickly move on to updates. So I just wanted to make sure that all of the families know that the pre-scheduled teacher orientations that were scheduled for you to meet with your child's teacher to discuss our click to brick transition, our blended learning, our cohorts. Most of you got the news last evening on, let's see, what, Tuesday, October 20th, that Dr. Dixon and the Board of Education have halted the return to school because of lots of different factors. Primarily the COVID cases are going up in Franklin County, and they felt that it would be best and safest to keep everyone at home. So your teachers are still having these orientation sessions, but they're just basically office hours. Please continue to pop into these sessions. You don't have to show up to both. They're going to share the same information at both. But just so you know that those orientations, those sessions are still being offered. Okay, so Columbus City school updates. And I just updated this also. This is fresh, hot off the press. And I've mentioned before in these meetings, if anyone needs any current updated information, please, please, please don't forget about the Columbus City School website. I've been in this district for a long time and have never seen it updated and as, you know, great information as it has been this year. So whoever is in charge of it is keeping things updated. I even took a peek last night after she'd made the announcement, and the update was already on the website. It is on the reopening page, which gives all the information that you need, anything from learning extension centers to how bus transportation is going to be run, and social distancing is going to be on the buses when we come back in January, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I watched the board meeting last night, and I actually did see some of our parents' names on there. So I know that some of our parents were also watching the board meeting. And I believe you can get a video. You can actually, on Columbus City School Facebook page, they have old videos of prior meetings. Dr. Dixon stated that, you know, she has been listening to parents' concerns about the quality of the meals, and mentioned that there are going to be some improvements and some changes with that. I just wanted to pass that along. And also, Ms. Gillison was on there talking about the learning extension centers, and just that connection that Columbus City Schools has with the learning extension centers. And, you know, just like I said at the beginning, we've kind of shifted, and some learning extension centers reduced some of their days and their hours, and we're making adjustments to fit these ever-changing times. So that's all I had, and it's almost 3 o'clock. Did anyone else have any comments, concerns, questions for the good of the group? Again, this slide deck will be passed out, will be sent to the families after this meeting, as will this video will be uploaded to YouTube.
Who's uploading? That'll be great that the parents, I'll send a notice out to them so that they can watch it. If you let me know, I'll let them know.
Yes, I'll let you know as soon as it is uploaded.
Because a lot of parents call and they want to be part of the meetings, but you know, they're at work.
Right, right.
So they'll be excited to be able
Right.
to watch it on YouTube.
Yes,
And it's great information. Thank you, everybody.
yes, thank you. Community
Thank
partners.
you. Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see hopefully more of you next week. Same
Yep.
time, 2 o'clock, 2 to 3.
Take care,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
Bye,
We'll be in
everybody.
touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Let me turn this, let me get out of this other. There we go.
I think it's still recording.
Okay.